So now we're going to look at dividing rational expressions. So here's the process. We're going to factor both expressions in the numerator and the denominator. We're going to divide using copy.flip. That's a mnemonic most of you guys use. And then we're going to simplify. So first, I'm going to factor here. So I notice that x minus 1 is factored. I'm going to factor x squared plus 6x minus 7 over here. So I'm looking for factors of negative 7 that add together to be positive 6. So underneath here, I notice that that would be x plus 7 times x minus 1. And now what I'm going to do is set that up. So I have 3 over x plus 7. And now in the division, I'm doing copy. So I copied the first number. And then the dot just means change the division to multiply. And then flip just means I flip my fraction. So the denominator was x plus 7 times x minus 1. That goes in the numerator. And then the denominator here is the old numerator, so x minus 1. And then I simplify. So we have x minus 1 in the numerator and the denominator. And that would create a hole, because we crossed off there, in the numerator and the denominator, at x is equal to 1. Because x, if I substitute 1 in there, 1 minus 1 is 0, and you can't divide by 0. And then also, I can cross out x plus 7 there, which creates another hole at x is equal to negative 7, because negative 7 plus 7 again is 0. So if I look, this simplified expression just gives me 3. So we're going to look at a more complicated example. And we have x squared minus x minus 12 over x minus 4. And then divided by 2x plus 6 in the numerator and x minus 5 in the denominator. So what I'm going to do is factor above the numerator. So factor x squared minus x minus 12. And I'm noticing if the middle term is negative 1 or minus x, that the factors are going to have to be kind of close. So I'm thinking, well, 4 and 3 are close. They're 1 apart. And to make that negative, the 4 would have to be negative. So this would factor into x minus 4 times x plus 3. And then over here, I can factor 2 out. So that would be 2 times, and then x plus 3. So again, we do the copy.flip. So the first expression is x minus 4, and then times x plus 3. And then divide by x minus 4. And then instead of divide, I'm going to put a dot there. And then I flip. So in the numerator, it would be x minus 5. And then in the denominator, it would be 2 and then times x plus 3. And then what we do here is just cancel them off. X plus 3 cancels out. So there is a hole at x is equal to, well, negative 3 plus 3 would be 0. So negative 3. And then also I can cancel out the x minus 4 and the x minus 4. So that would make another hole at x equals 4, because 4 minus 4 is 0. And then that would leave me with the expression x minus 5 and then over 2.